many of you are in the cloud? Okay. How many of you have you got employees that do bring your own device? Okay. How many of you have got people who bring their own device but you don't like it but you can't stop it? Okay. How many of you have security people? Okay, so there's quite a bit of wisdom. I'm going to give you a different perspective. What people do is look at the world through a soda straw. And I can tell you for certain, if you continue to do what you've always done and keep doing it more and more efficiently, you are going to die. The big companies are going to die. All that efficiency does is puts off the day when death arrives. But it makes it more cataclysmic when it does. Okay? So let's not look through a soda straw. Let's look at it like this. Ask the question, why everything online? Why social networks? Why big data? Why bring your own device? Why the cloud? These are not unrelated questions. The first observation, the internet does not scale. If we continue to grow the internet in the way we've done so far, it will not scale economically or functionally. Neither will our management practices or our education system or our industrial processes. We can't achieve a sustainable world using the stuff we learnt and developed in the Industrial Revolution. It just will not work. Today, there are about 2 billion of us doing what we do, where we have access to big and small screens and printers and lots of stuff and networks. There's about another 4 billion people who are getting online using mobile devices and sharing stuff that might be one computer in a village or one computer in an office between 10 people. And then there's another 1 billion people who can't get online at all. I'm going to say to you that the internet will not scale to 7 billion people, period. But that's not the challenge. Everything is going to go online. And here are two extremes, and I'm not sure they're extremes, but the lowest estimate of things online is 40 billion things online. The upper estimates at the moment are about 200 billion things online. And that includes all of your appliances, your automobile, and everything that you possess. Okay? Now, we need to do something different. Let me give you a very graphic example. Imagine going down a freeway and you've now got, one, a driverless car, two, an intelligent car, and the cars want to talk to each other. What kind of sense does it make for the information from one car to go into the internet to get to the next one? It's not going to do that. It's going to go from vehicle to vehicle and propagate down the freeway. So the cloud happens to be the only solution that we have to this tidal wave of demand for network connectivity. It's the only solution we have, and it does work. The cloud is not a singular thing. People talk about the cloud. It's a plural thing. There are thousands of clouds. They're not solid, they're vacuous, they're not fixed, they're always mobile, and they're transient, they're not permanent. So we have got a cloud in here this morning. If you've logged on the network with the password, it's a cloud. It'll be gone in about an hour. So if some bad boy wants to break into your device, they've got about an hour to do it, and then you've gone. That's a different kind of world. So here are some other types of cloud: corporate, commercial, government, personal, open, closed, visible, invisible, global, local, people and things. Okay, so you and I could set up a cloud, and it might be on Bluetooth, it might be on Wi-Fi. And if it's on Bluetooth, it's very short on range. We can do it for 5 minutes, 5 hours. That's a very different world to the one we came from. So here are some basics. What we want is people, machines, devices of all kinds to be able to connect, to communicate, and to be able to do it simply and reliably without our intervention. I am an engineer, IT drives me nuts. I don't want to be searching for Wi-Fi. I want it to just automatically do it. I don't want to remember passwords. I want it to automatically do it. It's gradually getting there. I walked in here this morning, opened up my laptop, it went straight online, not through this organization, but through another one, and it's just hijacked the website. Hoorah. I like that. So here are the big trends. These are the threats. These are the difficulties. And I'm going to read them out because it's a very long list, and I'm going to shorten it. We've got accelerating technology. We've got robots sidelining people. The only time you employ someone is when they're cheaper than a robot. Okay, so everything that you're using right now is built by machines, not people. We've got transient employment, shorter decision times. We've got networked globalization. Growing complexity is a killer. We, as a species, are capable of taking in something like 3 to 7 variables, 3 to 7 facts, 3 to 7 situations, analyzing it and making a reasonable decision. We're now making decisions in business with hundreds of variables, and on a global scale, if you look at the economics of the world, if you look at the weather system, if you look at the allocation of resources, that involves thousands of resources. We have no economic model that actually works. Nobody understands economics. Worst of all, if we continue to optimize things on the yen, the dollar, the euro, the pound, it will ensure collapse. We need at least another 2 axes in our economic model, and that includes the social consequences and the ecological consequences. And until we have a model of that kind, we're in a bit of difficulty. So I'm going to suggest to you that we need some help. Here are some things that we don't do that we should be doing. We do not model business. We do not war game. We do not do any decision trials. We don't have decision support, and we need it. We are going to have a symbiotic relationship with other intelligences, i.e. machines, to cope with the future that we're building. Intelligence. IBM Watson. If you don't know about IBM Watson, anybody seen a movie or know about it? Right. Look, go to YouTube, check out IBM Watson. I think it was 1987, Gary Kasparov was wiped out by IBM Deep Blue. 2011, the best general knowledge contestants in an American quiz show were wiped out by IBM Watson. Now, IBM Watson is doing far better and far more accurate diagnoses of human beings' complaints than a human doctor. So in the United States, they're rolling out artificial intelligence into the medical profession because, to give you an example, here's a graphic example. If you go to see your doctor today and he graduated yesterday, then half of everything he was taught is either irrelevant or out of date, because the half-life of knowledge in that profession is about 3.5 years. In my profession, it's about 6 months. So if I was to opt out of this business for more than a few months, I'd be out forever. So let me finalize this with a statement. The end is coming for the era of sitting at a machine and going to a place we call work. Work isn't somewhere we go, it's something we do, and we do not do it in one place, we do it as we move. We have never had, until recently, personal computing. What I think of is people have corporate computers, not personal computers. Personal computers are like underwear and socks. You don't let other people borrow them, you keep them close to you, they're with you until you decide to change them. Okay, very, very simple. Corporate computers are different. And one of the biggest crimes I see is people sat at a corporate computer with a personal device at the side and a memory stick moving stuff from one to the other, and the CIO jumping up and down saying, we've got something wrong with the firewall, viruses keep breaking in. I don't think so. Actually, security is overblown, overrated, and my advice to you is outsource it. Let's have a look at the numbers for 1 second. The CIA have spent topside of $2 billion on one software tool. Organized crime has spent topside of $100 million on one tool. Do you suppose that an SME or a medium-sized company with an IT department can match that expertise and that skill? Get rid of security, give it to a large professional company, layer it, network, device, services, and just let them take care of it, because you cannot. Okay, bring your own device is the future. I tend to think of it as be your own determinant, and it's not a consequence, not a coincidence all this stuff is happening. Assignments are getting shorter, things are moving quicker. There is going to be a world that you will see where there are no jobs at all. There will be no employment. I don't want to be employed, I'm not employed. I don't want a real job, I want to do what I do. Here's the biggest killer. Education is going to be totally trumped by the ability to solve problems. You are going to value people who can solve your problems more than those people who come with a bunch of tickets. Thank you very much indeed.